What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Chelsea Sessions. Welcome to Chelsea Sessions. Welcome to your Chelsea versus Preston North End match preview for the FA Cup third round. This is a match that Chelsea will be aiming to win, and Pochettino would have alluded to that when he spoke about the importance of winning the cups and the importance of trying to advance in the cups in his pre-match press conference earlier today. Now, the team news that I'll go straight into is Ben Chilwell and Carney Chukwuemeka, just to start, are back in full team training, but they will not be available for this game. Pochettino would have stated that he's not ready to rush them back into the team. He's not willing to do that, and he's not going to do that. He's going to slowly integrate them into the team, and the games that will follow will perhaps see them being more involved, and hopefully we can start to get back these players into the team so that we can get more depth. We can finally get a left back playing so that Cole can actually play in a position that he could perhaps be more comfortable in. And Cornet Chukwuemeka, who would have unfortunately picked up that injury in the West Ham game after scoring, we get another option in the attack who can actually play and add more competition. So that would be good to see. Now, the next information is that Badashile is also unavailable. He is going to be missing this game, but Pochettino did say that he will be available for the Middlesbrough game, the semi-finals of the EFL Cup. He will be available for that match that will follow after this game against Preston. Now, the next information is that Nkunku will not be starting. He will be in the team. He will be with the team. He will be in the squad. Pochettino clarified that he would have had some issues earlier in the week, and therefore he will not be able to start, but he will be in the squad. This is something that I believe shows that he is perhaps not fully fit yet, which is understandable. But hopefully, there's no reoccurrence of any injury. He doesn't get injured again, and slowly he will develop that fitness. And it's good that Pochettino is taking that into consideration. I wish he didn't say that he's not going to start, but he's not going to be starting according to Pochettino. The next information is that Lavia, who would have picked up an injury in the Crystal Palace game with his quad, he's going to be out for a few weeks. Pochettino reiterated that he will be out for, at the time in the earlier, it would have been said 6 weeks. We're not sure if that has changed, but he'll be out for some weeks. That is what is being said by Pochettino as well. And obviously, we know that Leslie would have picked up an injury in that game against Crystal Palace as well. He will also be out. The Chelsea website would have said that he is continuing his reconditioning phase, he's continuing his rehabilitation program, and he will be back in a few weeks as well. That is the belief. So that is the team news for those as relates to who is available in terms of injuries. But Jackson also will be unavailable due to country commitments, his commitments to his country in the African Cup of Nations. He will be unavailable, sorry, for all of that. And as a result, he will be away. So therefore, that will give some options to some strikers, some things that I will discuss in my predicted 11 right now. All right, so let's start quickly. Petrovic, I think Petrovic should start this game, but I'm leaning towards Lucas Bergstrom getting a few minutes. No, I'm just joking. I think Petrovic should start this game. Petrovic deserves to continue that, and I mean he has no competition right now, which is somewhat something I've not really liked. I've never really liked players not having competition, especially in the goalkeeping area, because if they start performing badly, they don't have anybody to contend them for that position. And unfortunately, Sanchez is still injured. He'll be out for months, probably 2 months. That's my estimation. Don't quote me on that. Don't use my words to say that this will be the case. But Sanchez is out. So that is something that I'm not really fond of. I prefer for all players to have competition, somebody to keep them on their toes so they don't get complacent. However, Petrovic has been excellent. He's been performing at a great level and he's been impressive. He is proving to be a goalkeeper that Chelsea side that could be an integral part in what they would like to build in the future. He is about 24, 25. So, he's around a good age for goalkeepers. Obviously, we know that goalkeepers last longer in the game than the outfield players because, obviously the goalkeepers, they can, withstand being a certain age and still perform at the highest level. So, he's a good player. He seemed promising. He has been a breath of fresh air in that area of the pitch. He's been good at distributing the ball out and he's been making some good saves. So Petrovic will be starting for me. Now, my back four will be, and this is one where I think this will have some division. I think some people would say, let's give Alfie Gilchrist a start. And I can understand that. But based on what Pochettino would have said and going off what he would have said, he would have stated the fact that the cup is important to advance in. And yes, it has shown that he has some interest in what Gilchrist could do for the club and what he could be at the club. Obviously, there are transfer links with him, but I'm not going to go into that. He likes Alfie. You can see that he does. He's given him minutes. He was in his preseason squad earlier in the season under him, the tenure of him. So obviously he would perhaps give him more game time. And I think he may get some game time, but I don't think he'll be starting. And I'm going to start from right to left as I usually do for the back four. And I'm going to say the right back will be Malo Gusto. I think Gusto starts in this game. I think he's going to be getting the opportunity to start this game. And we will see Gusto playing on the right. Gusto has been performing better and better. He's been more integral in what we're doing. He's been more impressive. He has no competition as well, but he's taking that position by storm. Obviously, the Sassy could also play there. However, I'm playing the Sassy as a centre back and as a right centre back as well. The Sassy will be my right centre back. Left centre back will be Silva. I would prefer to rest Silva, but the Sheila would have been my option. But he's unfortunately absent for this match. I think Silva deserves a rest. But he's an experienced player. He's one of those players you can rely on. So it's not really an issue if he starts the game, lest I get myself in issues. But Silva starting the game will not be an issue. Hopefully he doesn't pick up anything. I don't think he will. But considering his age, I would think he should be rested and given a more smaller role. Or smaller role probably isn't the right word to use, but a role that isn't a case where you rely on him constantly. But you see his value, you value him, and you go from there. My left back will be Cowell. Silva is going to be the left centre back, as I said. Cowell will be on the left. Ben Chua will obviously not be available for this match. Ian Masson is also an option there as well, but realistically, I don't see him starting as a left back. I think Cowell is going to continue to play as a left back, and we go from there. Now, my double pivot would be Enzo Fernandez, who we saw get a few minutes against Luton Town, obviously picking up a sports hernia before he was out for the Crystal Palace game, and he was also out as before that as well. So, unfortunately, we haven't had the opportunity to see Lavia play with Casado consistently. We haven't seen that, and unfortunately picked up a knock as well. Enzo Fernandez doesn't have any competition to start in the double pivot. He still has an opportunity to make that role his own. Lavia is out, Leslie is out, so Casado will be alongside Enzo in the double pivot for me. So Enzo and Casado will be my double pivot. Now the three ahead of them will be Cole Palmer in the middle, Nune Madueke, who is in form. Also, Palmer is in form as well. They have been linking up well as well. They have chemistry. They are two players who have played for the under-21s as well for England. So they have some chemistry there as well. And they are a duo that I think could be important for Chelsea in the future. Madueke would have scored a goal against Luton. He was an absolute screamer. He scored an important goal as well against Crystal Palace, obviously for us to win the game. So it was fantastic to see as well. But Madueke is in form, and I think he should build on that form. I think he deserves the opportunity to build on it. So he will be playing as the right-sided attacker for me. Cole Palmer will be the CAM, the central attacking midfielder. And also on the left, I would play Michael Mudryk, who today is the birthday boy. Mudryk is a player that obviously, if you've been watching the channel, I am rooting for. He's a player that I I have much support for, and I'm going to trust that he should start this game, and he will start this game. So Mudryk will be the left-sided attacker, and up top is one where I think some persons would say give Washington an opportunity, and no, I can understand that. But based on what was asked by Pochettino in his press conference, I believe Broha will be starting up top. Jackson will be away. He'll get an opportunity to improve on his form. Obviously, we know that he hasn't come back into the team with good performances. He struggled. He's going outside a lot other times, and he must improve. He's been pretty poor. He's obviously scored goals, but he hasn't really been doing the greatest. And that's understandable. Picking up an injury of that caliber when he did, it's gonna be an issue. It's gonna be difficult to really come back and be the same player before the injury. But at the end of the day, he is going to be starting. He's getting an opportunity. If Senegal progresses to the finals, he'll get at least a month of having a higher chance of playing in that role. And Kunku will not be starting, so he will not be able to play as that number 9, false 9, depending on what you want to classify it as. So Broha will be playing up top. That is my predicted 11. You will see it right here. And also, my score prediction, which I tend to forget a lot when I'm doing these previews, will be Chelsea 3, Preston North End 0. I'm hoping we keep a clean sheet. Petrovic can get himself another clean sheet. He struggled to get that, not a fault of his own. But we will go into this match with optimism, and I believe that Chelsea will win 3-0 against Preston. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Keep the blue flag flying high, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.